It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And coming right up, we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Denver Nuggets. For the Nuggets, they lost Game 1 in this matchup earlier this season. They'll see them 4 times in all, looking to even the series with a win tonight. And no longer a secret weapon, Nikola Jokic. Kenny, for those who love great passing, he's something special to watch.
Yes, he is. Best playmaking big man at the 5 spot, period. I'm going to go out there. Playmaking. Surprises even his teammates with his passes at times.
Also, Kenny, dangerous shooter. Sees the game at a different level.
Yeah, he's good. No Jokic. No Jokic.
No Jokic.
It's like, no
Get
joke.
it? No joke, no Jokic. Stock brokerage. He kills himself.
Good Friday night to you sports fans. You've come to the right place. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. We'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Denver Nuggets. And back in action is Jokic. They are more than happy. He is suited up and ready to play.
Yeah, and the fans have been waiting for this moment really all game. I'll bet they're going to let him know how happy they are to have him back on the court. He's really worked hard to return to the lineup as quickly as possible, and I know he's been waiting for this day.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, thanks very much. Now, after the Nuggets added Nikola Jokic to the starting lineup, they finished the 16-17 season as the best offensive team in basketball. Now, last year we saw some regression, but this is still a young team that's learning how to play together and trying to climb the ladder of a very competitive Western Conference. Kevin?
A team on the rise, DA. We'll see. Clark, plenty of speed and explosiveness on display tonight. When you widen your lens a little bit, how do you think athleticism in this league has changed throughout the years?
Well, it has grown exponentially, Kevin. When you think about the advanced training methods, the knowledge around nutrition and rest and strength training, so beneficial to the athleticism that we see in the league. As a matter of fact, I question whether or not I would be able to play in this day and age based on the athleticism I had back in the 80s. I would have to really embrace that fitness and strength training to another level to play today.
Oh, I think you would have played in any era and been just fine.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm not so sure, though. These guys get after it. They're bigger, faster, and stronger than any players of any era to date.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So for Oklahoma City right now, Westbrook and Robertson, the backcourt. At small forward and power forward, it's George and Patterson. And it's Noel in at the 5. Back to Murray. Westbrook with the steal. Kicks it to Patterson. For 3. No good there. Now the Nuggets take it the other way. Their last meeting was in Oklahoma City, where they were unable to fight off the Thunder.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
And it really was the turnovers that fueled the blowout. I mean, a lot of questionable, poor decisions by them with the ball. And when that happens, you can get blasted.
Murray surveying the D, and stolen by Noel. Outside Westbrook. Here's Patterson. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Barton against George. Barton kicks to Jokic. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Shot clock at 6. They get a hand on it. Here's Noel, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
You know, he's not just long. Noel is also a remarkable athlete, putting the ball down on the floor and taking it strong to the cup. A lot of big guys can't do that. And, you know, last year the Denver Nuggets were dominant from behind the arc. I mean, 6th in the league in three-pointers made, 7th in three-point percentage.
The first free throw is good. And Clark, for the Nuggets last season, they in general shot pretty well from the field.
Well, you take a look at the rotations they rolled out, Kevin. Always had an outstanding shooter or 2 on the floor and generally employed good shot selection, so that adds up to nice numbers.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
Listen, there's no doubt he feels like they should have the lead, but that miss will keep it all tied up.
Harris, good.
An aggressive offensive player. When Harris has a quality look inside, he takes advantage of it.
Here's Westbrook. Gary Harris making his last shot. Westbrook passes to George. Back to Westbrook. Shot from 12. Jokic grabs the miss.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Murray kicks to Barton. Left side Harris lets it go with a 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Westbrook up top. He's covered by Murray. Took him no time at all on that one. Westbrook's got his first points in this one.
And Westbrook is a terror from the mid-range. Terrific at sticking it to the defense from that spot on the floor.
Westbrook against Murray. Knocked loose. Westbrook with the steal. And here we go with Westbrook running it up the court. And there's Paul George on the assist by Westbrook. George has got his second bucket of the night.
I love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
Now here's Murray. Playing Memphis, he was nearly unstoppable. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
Now the pass to Robertson. On the wing, George. And the 3 off target. For Denver, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Murray against Westbrook. Murray dishes to Barton. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Barton's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's a 3-point game. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to go on Will Barton.
And when George has the ball in a comfortable spot, he's looking to draw the foul, feeling that there's nobody that can stay with him.
For Oklahoma City, they have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
The first free throw is good. The Thunder went into free agency with a lot of question marks, but ended having a big summer.
Able to retain Paul George, and that was the first and largest key. Getting a player like Noel for cheap was also a big help for this group. The Thunder were at a fork in the road last season, but this team now as dangerous as ever.
As the season gets longer, so does the injury list, and Clark, you've taken a look at how you stay healthy, what these athletes have got to do, changes from era to era, but what precautions do teams take right now to ensure their players are at their very healthiest?
Well, I think it's all about preventative maintenance and the really good training and medical staffs, and most of those in the NBA are excellent. Do a good job of the preseason work, the conditioning work, the customizing of routines of weightlifting and recovery for each player. And then it's a matter of the player following the protocols and his particular program so that you fight off injury. And if you do get injured, it typically isn't, you're not out for extended periods of time. So, and then the emphasis on rest cannot be overstated. Teams are doing a much better job at managing the bodies of their players.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
For three, Millsap. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got his 4th assist in this one.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Now, here's Westbrook. 20 points for him last game against the Pelicans in New Orleans.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
Murray against Westbrook. Jokic high post. He wants to get the Millsap and does. Off the mark, his first miss of the game, 1 for 2. For Oklahoma City, their last game was a loss to the Pelicans in New Orleans. Out of bounds, Denver takes possession.
And taking a look at some numbers for George, the past month has been surreal. Averaging about 27 points per, over 2.5 steals and 3 assists. And the numbers, while pretty outstanding, I mean, we've now come to expect that from this guy.
Completely in harmony with what his coach is trying to do there. Just a marvelous all-around talent.
And Nikola Jokic, boy, the addition of that three-point shot, Clark, has really opened up things for his offense.
Without question, Kevin. Already a great passer. Now that he can stretch the defense, the passing lanes become wider for him. Also, the driving lanes open up for his teammates. So very difficult to take away everything when Jokic is knocking down perimeter shots.
The first one falls.
And, guys, it's really obvious that Jokic wants to keep getting better. I mean, he's got a lot of tools, and I think the sky's the limit.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Patterson's checked in. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
And, for Nikola Jokic, I mean, the team is relying on him more and more now, and he's earned that kind of trust, and expectations are big every night. One thing he's got to get better at, though, is not getting down on himself when he makes mistakes. He's got to stay positive.
And now we go to the 2K leaderboard. What a season it's been for these teams on the offensive glass. Number 5, the Nuggets.
You know what? Sometimes their missed shots are their best offense. I mean, they attack the glass relentlessly, and those extra possessions can determine the outcome on a lot of nights.
And talking about Jokic, a fun-loving guy by nature, his teammates are trying to help him stay positive.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes he's his own worst enemy. He gets frustrated, and then things start to unravel on him. His coach said, I don't want him feeling like it's all on him. Can't put that kind of pressure on himself. The message to Jokic, keep it simple, keep it plain, don't overthink it.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
And the Nuggets with some changes. Lyles checked in for Millsap. Hernan Gomez comes in for Barton. And it's Beasley in for Gary Harris. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Russell Westbrook. The 3 from George. No good that time. Now Denver takes it the other way. Got to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
Yeah, you know what? The waters were calm for most of the game. I mean, little resistance, felt like they could get any look they wanted at any time.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Shoots, and the jumper is good. George has got 8.
Like the shooting form, George, with really strong mechanics. That's why the shot looked so pure coming off his fingertips.
Now here's Murray. 5 points in the game. Jokic on top, Patterson defending, and that one good. And that's now 9 points for Jokic.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
Mason Plumlee's checked in for Nikola Jokic. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Abrinas is checked in. Puts it up off the inbound, and there's Schroeder. That's good. The assist by Grant.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
The Nuggets leading by 9. Beasley outside. This one for 3. The offensive rebound, and the call will be against Alex Abrinas. That is his first foul of the game. Oklahoma City on D. Hernan Gomez kicks to Beasley. Pass to Wiles. Shot clock at 5.
And anytime you go cross court, there's some risk involved. Not at all surprised that one was stolen.
Got to be happy with the result, moving the ball so well on that possession. Beautiful.
And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Nuggets. They lead by 7. Wiles passes to Plumlee, and plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And Oklahoma City called for the foul. In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Nuggets.
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
And the first one drops. The 6'11 Mason Plumlee out of Duke, Greg. He's got a live body.
Very athletic, Kevin. And his mobility enables him to defend smaller players on the perimeter. Offensively, he is a threat to finish at the rim.
That one misses. Thunder trailing by 8. And the Denver Nuggets, you look at their improvement last year, Clark, especially on their home court.
Yeah, you know, they owned the NBA's 4th best home record last season, Kevin. Went 31-10, and, you know, some of it obviously is the altitude, but also when you've got younger players, they play better at home because they're not quite emotionally mature enough to be consistent on the road yet.
And he knocks down the first one. Both good from the line that time. You're always looking for guys with confidence, but then some guys maybe go a little bit too far with that element, and the efficiency level will drop below their talent level. There are guys that can be swayed by that.
Yeah, you're right, and it's a mixed bag with those kind of guys because the talent is always on display, and it's hard not to appreciate it, but the inconsistency is frustrating. Perhaps the guy who maybe best epitomizes that is Lance Stevenson, because when he's good, he can give you a lot of stuff at both ends. When he's sideways, he can hurt you a little bit too.
Denver leading by 6. Here's Murray. Offensive rebound. Beasley with it. No points in the game yet for him. Another shot, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That's on Patrick Patterson.
Having now been a head coach for 5 full years, 2 years with the Kings, 3 with the Nuggets. Malone's had his fill of inexperienced rosters and has done a reasonably good job with them.
Shooting 2.
He misses the free throw. And it's great to see how Malone's been able to develop these young players.
Yeah, it sure is, because I think the players have a lot of respect for him. They play hard for him, certainly, and they see he's willing to make adjustments. I think he does a nice job adapting his style to his personnel.
George is checked in for Patrick Patterson. Good on the second free throw. Thunder trailing by 7. Schroeder kicks to Felton. Passes it to Abrinas. Oklahoma City moving it around. Here's Schroeder. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Now here is George, following the miss by Jamal Murray. And the dunk by Grant.
Yes, and how about the unselfishness? Paul George has no problem sharing the ball.
And Jeremy Grant, great genes for the game, Greg. Father was Harvey, uncle was Horace, both NBA players and stars. His brother Jarian also in the association.
Yeah, and Jeremy might be the best athletically of them all. I mean, 6'8" with that 7'3" wingspan, great bounce. If he can develop his skill to match, he'll have a long and prosperous NBA career.
And Grant no good on that one.
And, you know, Grant, a second-round pick, has worked hard for his minutes in the NBA. He's an exceptional athlete who plays with a real edge, a bit of a chip on his shoulder.
Now here's Beasley. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game.
No explanation for giving up these wide-open looks. Total breakdown. Unacceptable defense.
Beasley against Felton. Abrinas, the pass to Schroeder. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Well, Dennis Schroeder showed he can handle high usage in an offense. Was the first option for the Hawks this past season. Even with defenses keyed in on him, he was able to average right around 20 points.
First one falls for him. And with Schroeder, he said he learned how to deal with all that extra defensive attention.
And being able to stay productive when dealing with the best opposing defender goes a long way in the NBA. Schroeder also managed to cut down on his turnovers while taking on more of a playmaker role. Strong year for him offensively, and I wouldn't be surprised if he continues to grow as a player.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Here's Murray. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Well, he was the 6th pick in the draft not too long ago, Jamal Murray, and started slowly, which can happen for a lot of young guys. Shooting percentages were down, turnovers up, but everybody knew he could still shoot.
One shot, gentlemen.
Free throw good, Murray. And Clark discussing Murray. This is a guy with truly deep range.
Yeah, in the gym range, Kevin, and his shooting motion stays consistent no matter where he shoots the ball from. I think his best trait, shooting the ball, is one that every team craves.
Now here's Schroeder. Really struggled in the loss against New Orleans. Grant off the left rim and out.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Here's Craig, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That's on Raymond Felton. The Nuggets have missed 2 free throws in the game, going 5 for 7.
2 shots.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good.
Yeah, a lot of whistles here early, as well as foul trouble starting to be an issue.
Yeah, that's a big reason they're trailing. You can't allow a parade to the free throw line and expect to be on top in the game.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. There's 42 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Outside, George out to the right wing. Here's Schroeder. Here's Aprinas. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
Boy, strange that he bricked that one. I mean, no clue where the defense was, and tell you what, they got very lucky.
It's George on the wing. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. 11 points for George.
Right there, I think you got to try and run George off his spot. I mean, he's a lights-out long-distance shooter and has great confidence.
A floater. No good on the layup.
The defense did not do a good job guarding that one, Kevin. Don't know how he missed that layup.
And so it's the Denver Nuggets in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. From beyond the arc, they've been absolutely tremendous. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2014. He describes what inspired him to come back even stronger.
My inspiration really came from my mother. You know, her dealing with stroke, her dealing with really being down and out. You know, I saw her fight back. That was enough for me in my darkest days. I knew it was nothing to what my mom went through, and she came out perfectly fine. So
what a story. George worked hard to get back and is not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And what stands out to you from the Nuggets in this one?
They've gotten that perimeter game going in that first, and for me, that was the difference.
Yep, firing with confidence, in rhythm, Greg. I mean, not allowing the defense to take a break.
They've got Plumlee. Lyles out there with Murray. And it's Hernan Gomez in at the 3 spot. That's the group for Denver getting going here in the second. Now here's Murray. And the dunk by Lyles.
Wheeling and dealing in the pick and roll. Murray, an encouraging sign of him improving as a passer.
Thunder trailing by 10. Schroeder kicks to Grant. Pass to George. Back to Grant for the 3. And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You take a look at the Thunder. They're 6th right now in the conference with lots of time to make a move. And, of course, Denver, 9.5 games behind.
And when I look at Oklahoma City, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
You know, I thought maybe they'd have it in them to actually join those leaders this season. But you're right, it's still nice work considering where they are.
And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
Here's Schroeder. Denver getting their last shot to go. There's the pass to George. And the 3 ball is good. George has got 14.
No success thus far trying to guard George tonight. I mean, he is absolutely shredding.
Schroeder against Murray. And it's Noel with the rebound.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Count it.
There's PG creating for a teammate. Terrific dime drop.
Denver leading by 7. Murray outside. Pass to Craig. Six on the shot clock, and stolen by Noel. Here's George, and it's sent back by Plumlee. Murray against Schroeder. Murray outside. Passes it to Lyles. And that one hits back iron. Thunder trailing by 7. To the middle. It's stolen by Lyles. Murray with it. Now guarded by Schroeder. Murray kicks to Craig. Hernangomez in the corner. Just 5 on the clock. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, Paul Millsap is an all-star forward whose dedication to the game is reflected in his year-to-year improvement. He said, "The drive to the gym is where I find my peace, getting my mind prepared. I come with the mindset of getting better. It's gotten me this far." Kevin?
He is a true professional. David, thank you. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. Defeated by the Pelicans in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And you know what? They were giving away points, missing at the line. A big factor in the outcome.
Ditto that. When you give up this many points at the line, makes it a lot easier for the opposition.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Jokic has checked in for Plumlee. Millsap comes in for Lyles. Will Barton, he's checked in for Hernangomez. And it's Gary Harris in for Murray. Noel finds Grant. And it's sent back by Millsap.
Can't ignore Millsap's defensive instincts. Excellent timing, rising up to block shots.
Craig passes to Millsap. Inside, Martin. He can't get it to go. George with the defensive effort. Westbrook drives in, and it's good for 2.
And I loved the tenacity, guys. He simply can will his way into games at times and exert his presence. Well, you think back to a time when people wondered if Westbrook was too aggressive playing with KD. They said Russ was taking too many shots. No questions anymore. Westbrook is the man in OKC.
Patterson, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. The free throw drops for Russell Westbrook. And for Westbrook, winning the MVP and averaging a triple-double for an entire season. Greg, how much does he have left to prove?
Well, it's all about winning. We know Russ can take over a game. We know he can make his teammates better. How much better and how far they get in the playoffs, that's the real question.
Three-pointer, Barton. And it's Noel with the rebound.
Has not made another 3 since the one he drilled in the first, but still, you got to defend him from beyond the arc.
To the paint. To the inside. Deflects the pass. Craig kicks to Millsap. Elbow shot. Second chance shot, and it's laid in by Barton. Barton's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Yeah, you know what? I think Barton does a nice job hitting the boards. Would love more of that kind of intensity from him.
Pass to Westbrook. 17-foot shot on the way. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more and off the screen in that situation.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Beasley's checked in. Westbrook against Beasley. Here's Patterson. Good. A nice assist from Westbrook. Now it's just a 3-point Nugget lead.
You know, leaving somebody that wide open is not prudent. I mean, you got to expect to get burned when you put that kind of effort forward.
Now here's Millsap. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Memphis. Barton kicks to Jokic. Denver passing it around. 6 to shoot. Here's Harris. And the rejection by Noel.
Noel just staking his territory with his massive reach. That wingspan makes him an intimidating presence who covers a lot of ground quickly.
Now here's Westbrook. 11 points in the game. The offensive rebound. Outside, George. Back to Patterson. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. And so it's Jokic with the ball. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. Harris trying to get free, and that one's good. Millsap.
That's what we call weight room there. I mean, Millsap showing how strong he is finishing through contact.
Here's Westbrook. That shot, no good. Excellent D there from Beasley. Martin surveying the floor. And it's sent back by George.
Well, I tell you what, Paul George is so tough on defense. Love the way he gets after people. He's excellent at staying in the play as well as staying in his stance so he can come up with rejections and deflections.
And Russell Westbrook, he is a standard bearer for the Jordan brand with his own signature shoe, Greg. Few players have ever been as competitive as Michael Jordan, but you think Westbrook may be in that conversation?
No doubt about it. The similarities don't end there. The surreal athleticism, the will to dominate, and that fire, finding grudges to motivate them to their highest level. I think there's a kinship in how MJ and Russ approach the game.
First one falls for him. Clark, you were drafted 8th overall by the Indiana Pacers. Do you have any indication that you were going to be their pick in particular, that you were going to go in that slot? Was there any kind of inkling at all?
No, I only visited with teams drafting 4 through 7. Talked to the Chicago Bulls, the Dallas Mavericks, and I read some of the reports about where I was projected. But you know what? Once you get past the first or second, sometimes the top 3 picks in a draft, you really don't know who's going where after that. So I was fortunate. I landed in a good spot.
Right.
And Indianapolis was a good place for me and Rosie to be as I started my NBA career.
It sure was. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets.
And Kevin, they've been committing a lot of turnovers here. Taking care of the basketball is the #1 priority right now in that huddle. They've got to tighten it up.
Now here's Millsap. He's got 7. Right side Westbrook. Here's Robertson, and the dunk by Robertson.
And that's an example of willpower right there, guys. I mean, grabbing the offensive rebound and then going back up strong.
And GA, in a close game like this where every possession is critical, that could prove to be a very big one.
Boy, it sure could, Kevin. I mean, he salvaged 2 big points for them off that miss.
Now here's George, following the miss by Jokic. Fades and shoots. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Denver's gone 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. Here's Millsap. Kicks it out to Beasley. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation. And this is a good time to show you some of the league's most disruptive defenders over the past month. The steal leaders at the small forward. Second is Paul George.
I mean, if you're an opposing small forward, this could also be called a list of the league's most annoying players. I mean, they will be in your jersey all night when you're up against them.
Greg, they are an elite group of defenders. I mean, they don't just make it difficult for opposing small forwards. They pester entire teams with their activity, jumping in the passing lanes, being active with their hands and feet. Very impressive defensively.
And so here's Denver. The Thunder making the shot. Here's Beasley. It's tipped. Down low. And he banks in the layup. And now a 3-point Oklahoma City lead. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Thunder.
Boy, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. And 6'7" swingman Andre Robertson out of the University of Colorado, one of the league's premier defensive specialists.
And Kevin, there's a reason he started for most of his career, and it has nothing to do with his shooting. Now returning from that ruptured patella tendon, will he regain that elite defensive form? Only time will tell.
On defense, Oklahoma City. And it's in there. Harris has got his second basket of the night.
Gary Harris not bothered by intense, tough defense. He's dialed in.
The Thunder leading by 4. Westbrook kicks to Felton. To the left side wing. Outside Westbrook. Shot clock at 6. Westbrook double team. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. Patterson can't get it to go.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
You know, you look at Paul Millsap, very versatile. I mean, he's thought of as a 4-man, but he can play the 3. He can also be a small ball 5, so I would call him like a 3.75, which gives you a lot of flexibility if you're coaching him.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Grant's checked in. And that one falls for Paul Millsap. And talking about Millsap, he didn't start out this versatile. He worked on his game, and we saw it year after year, and he's made it happen.
Yeah, he was a bit of a lump of clay who had great rebounding skills. Now he's kind of chiseled himself off into a terrific all-around player. Ball handler, shoots the 3, excellent footwork, passes better. That's why it took him so long to play in his first All-Star game, but when he got to that first one, he actually got to a couple more, too.
And Paul Millsap absolutely loves an unselfish style of play.
Well, he firmly believes that everything good starts with 5 guys willing to give up the basketball to get a better shot, going from good shot to better shot, and willing to get the open guy the ball. For Millsap, that's both fun to watch and fun to be part of.
And that one falls for Paul Millsap.
And you know what I like about Paul Millsap is his all-around game. I mean, he scores it, he rebounds it, he passes it, defends other people very well. I mean, this guy really doesn't have any chinks in his armor.
Denver making a switch here. Murray's checked in. Both free throws good for Millsap.
That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
Now here's Westbrook. 15 points in the game. Jokic with the steal. And the Nuggets pushing it up now. And Jokic slams it in.
Nice to see Jokic running the floor like this because he makes himself a big target in transition.
Murray against Westbrook. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And who doesn't love stats? Here are some numbers for Will Barton. He's putting up 9 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you look at those numbers, not bad. But, guys, I think he can do better, and he knows it.
And he has high expectations for himself as well, guys, but he just hasn't delivered fully on his potential yet.
The first one falls.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Lyle comes in for Paul Millsap. And it's Juan Hernangomez in for Will Barton. And Russell Westbrook drops them both.
And Russell Westbrook is as explosive a guard as we've seen in the history of the game. An incredibly gifted scorer who can also punch it on you.
Now, here's Lyles. He averages about 5 points a game. Hernangomez kicks to Jokic. 5 to shoot. The Thunder pull it in.
That's unacceptable shot selection there, Kevin. I mean, why on earth did he think that was a good look?
Double team on Westbrook to the inside. It's stolen by Lyles. Here's Hernangomez. There's 53 seconds left now here in the second.
Boy, that's finishing the defense there. He made a good effort on that possession defensively and then closed it out with the rebound.
Here's Abrinas. And it's Grant in the corner. This one for 3. No good for the 5th time from the floor this game. He's made 2 shots. Murray kicks to Hernangomez. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
And somehow it's become a real struggle at the free throw line. He's lost his way there. I mean, he's not having anywhere near the same success he had there last season.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter, that's superb.
Now here's Schroeder. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Lets a floater go, and it's sent back by Plumlee. Here's Murray. The putback. It's good on the putback. And the Nuggets lead by 6.
Way to work the glass, buffet style. Second chance bucket. They can make a big difference.
And so that's the end of the first half. Nuggets ahead, leading by 6. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. New Orleans, you guys had a tough time stopping their offense in the first half. What do you have to do differently?
You know, we got to protect the paint. They're getting way too many easy baskets. You know, that's us communication on front of the post and, just communicating a lot more.
We'll see if those changes stick. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks. Welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal at 2K Sports. Let's talk first half. There was no stopping Paul Millsap in the first half. He had 12 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 block. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nuggets' first half?
Ernie, Paul Millsap, you wonder if he's going to slow down. And I mean in terms of development. A guy who was drafted in the second round, he's truly made himself into an all-star. And he continues to polish his skills as we saw in the first half. He can score inside and outside, facilitate for others, and he's an excellent help defender.
And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Thunder.
Well, you want to try to hold your opponent under 50% shooting. That has not happened. Defensively, they're allowing way too many good looks. They need to do a better job of shutting down the lane, as well as closing out on shooters.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game, he has been everywhere.
And through the first 2 quarters, he was extremely aggressive, picked up a number of steals.
Yeah, a real game changer in that regard, too. I mean, his activity was great. Excelled at finding ways to come up with those steals.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. The Nuggets leading by 6. So for Oklahoma City right now, Robertson and George fill out the wings. Noel is out there with Patrick Patterson. And it's Westbrook in at the point. And that one's good. Barton.
Very reliable scoring close to the basket. Barton, somebody you have to defend at all times.
Westbrook against Murray. The shot's good from Westbrook. Westbrook's got 19 points.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Yeah, I concur. I mean, definitely on the roll right now. Seems like everything he's throwing up is going down.
Now here's Millsap. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Millsap's got 14 points for the game.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
Robertson kicks to Westbrook. 8 for 15 with that made basket, but he's not satisfied yet.
Man, you got to admire how easily Westbrook takes over games. I mean, an offensive juggernaut who is tenacious when it comes to scoring.
Now here's Millsap. He's got 14. Here's Jokic. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
That's his third personal. At the line for your Nuggets, Nikola Jokic. At the line for 2.
First free throw is good. Good on both.
Great touch from the line. Always important for bigger guys to be able to come through at the strike.
Westbrook against Murray. Westbrook dishes to Noel. The 3 from George. Rebound by Murray. Murray's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it, following the miss by Gary Harris. Here's Robertson, guarded by Harris. Barton kicks to Millsap. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Millsap's got 16.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Back to Westbrook. In the corner, it's Patterson. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got his 3rd assist on the night. The pass to Jokic. Barton finds Jokic. Over Noel. No good off the back of the rim. Thunder trailing by 7. Outside Westbrook. Out to the right wing. Here's Patterson. And again, it's Oklahoma City.
Everything working for them out of the half as they've hit 4 of their first 5 shots.
And so it's Barton bringing it up for the Nuggets. And Greg Paul George, the league leader in steals and deflections in 2018.
And Frank Vogel, who coached him at Indiana, said he always thought PG had Allen Iverson's instincts in Scottie Pippen's body. He's talented enough to disrupt without gambling.
Here's Jokic. Score the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Boy, a lot of energy and hustle on display from Jokic that time, never giving up on a possession.
Now here's Westbrook. 21 points in the game. Got a piece of it. Murray outside to the middle. High arcing shot. Good work there as it goes. He's got 10.
Love how creative Murray is with the ball. Just dribbling through defenders like he's out there by himself.
Robertson kicks to George. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Harris's shot is off.
Well, I think the defense got really lucky there. I mean, you can't afford to give up wide open shots from deep.
Pass to Patterson, launches it, and he's good on the three ball. Patterson's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Thunder.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
And their lasers are starting to do their thing. I mean, that's going to be the ticket for them the rest of the way.
Jokic, no good. Thunder trailing by 6. And George kicks to Westbrook. Over Murray. Misses off the right iron. For Denver, they've gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. Millsap misses.
Boy, the defense was great. Superb, stellar, platinum level. Can't really contest that shot any better than that.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And here is Murray after Paul George getting his 3 to go. Harris looking it over. Millsap at the elbow. Over Westbrook. The Nuggets with another miss.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
The shot's good from Robertson.
How about this run they're in the midst of? On the verge of tying it up or maybe even taking the lead.
Has been an unreal turnaround, and I give a lot of credit to the defense right along with what they did on offense, because the defense actually gave them the spark they needed.
And it's Oklahoma City's ball. They're on a 13-4 run right now. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well. It's on Gary Harris. And a closer look here at the hustle stance for Oklahoma City.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Yeah, but they've been offensive defensively tonight because they've really forced the issue on D and come up with quite a few steals and deflections.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Jokic. Lyle comes in for Paul Millsap. Juan Hernan-Gomez, he's checked in for Will Barton. And it's Torrey Craig in for Gary Harris. On the free throw, no good. Here's Craig. Now the dish to Murray. Oh, and here comes Schroeder all alone. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
Denver calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Here's Abrinas following the score by Jamal Murray. Here's Robertson. He has 6. Here's Schroeder. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Schroeder's got 4 points this quarter.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Now here's Murray. He's got 12. Clock at 6. Makes good on the step-back jumper. Murray's got 14 points.
Tell you what, if Murray's on your team, you got to feel comfortable when he's working the pick and roll. His shooting, speed, and passing all make him hard to guard.
And he gets the bucket. And that's now 10 points for Dennis Schroeder.
And they're scoring much more efficiently here in the second half, and they've gotten that field goal percentage above 50.
I tell you what, any team will take that. I mean, if you're shooting over 50%, it means you're getting the kind of looks you want on offense, and you're being smart about it, and you're knocking down the good shots that you get. Well, he could have earned some style points there, but he really doesn't need to use the fadeaway when he's that wide open.
To the paint, he's looking for Noel and finds him. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Skying towards the hoop and decimating the defense with that ridiculous alley-oop dunk. Go ahead, Noel.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. Here's Oklahoma City now. They're on an 18-6 run. And it's Schroeder in the corner for Murray. That one wide left.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
Miles. It's rebounded by Schroeder. The Thunder leading by 3. Puts it up from 12. That one, no good. Murray with the defensive effort. Here's Craig. The 9-foot shot. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got 7 rebounds in the game. It's deflected. Second shot opportunity. No luck. They battled on the glass but couldn't knock it down. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Hernan Gomez kicks to Murray. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Murray's got 16 points.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
1:58 left in the third. At the teardrop, he lays it in. He's got 12.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Now, here's Lyons. He dishes it to Murray. There's the double team with Grant. Back to Wiles. Here's Hernan Gomez. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. And so it's Schroeder with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's a 3-point game. No good from Grant.
He has yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up.
Abrinas kicks to Grant. Oklahoma City moving it around. Here's the teardrop. Abrinas with the bucket. And it's a 5-point Thunder lead.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
There's 49 seconds left in the third quarter. Murray, the pass to Plumlee. Here's Craig. Murray outside. Wiles kicks to Craig. Sinks the triple. Here's Schroeder. 12 points for him. Here's Abrinas. Grant finds Schroeder. There's 18 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Robertson. Here's Noel. Passes it to Abrinas. Back to Noel. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Noel's got 4 points this quarter. The third quarter comes to a close. Thunder lead by 4. From the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver, we're back in a moment. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, clearly he's the guy that stirs the drink for him, and that's how he does it, with his dynamite passing skills.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. Trey Lyles out there with Will Barton. Then there's Harris. Then it's Plumlee, and it's Beasley, and at the shooting guard. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Now, here is George. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear. It's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
And he was one of many big names in free agency this past summer. Paul George, a huge part of that. But, you know, Greg, he didn't take long to make his decision.
Many expected George to maybe jump to the Lakers. Had been saying it was his dream to play in L.A. for over a year. But credit Westbrook and the Thunder. They won him over. He was one of the first signings in free agency to re-up with OKC.
That free throw good from George.
And if you want to talk about the best two-way players in the NBA, George's name would be high on the list for sure. I mean, that's the kind of presence he has at both ends of the court.
Back to Harris. Launches it. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. George has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Plumlee with the rebound. Plumlee's got his 6th rebound on the night. Barton wide open. He fires. They get it back. Out to Harris. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed.
And then the nifty touch to tip it in as well.
Stolen by Grant. Here's George. Tries again. Grant outside. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Grant's got the lead up to 7 now for Oklahoma City. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Poked loose. Stolen by Grant. And here we go. George heading to the hoop. And it's George finishing it off.
Well, I like the fact that Grant is a guy who plays both sides of the floor at a high level, always keeping his hands moving on defense, and as a result, he comes up with a number of steals.
Now here's Barton. Pass to Lyles. 6 on the shot clock. The Nuggets with another miss.
Yeah, he's costing them right now, sabotaging them a little bit. He's got to find his shot if they want to win this game.
And here's George for 3. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 3 assists tonight. The Nuggets trail by 12. Barton kicks to Plumlee. Back to Barton. Knocked away. Stolen by George. Schroeder dishes to Noel. Oklahoma City moving it around. And there's the foul. It's on Trey Lyles. That's foul number 2 for him. A different look for Denver. Jokic comes in for Mason Plumlee. And Paul Millsap subbed in for Lyles. The Thunder also changing it up. Patterson, he's checked in for Jeremy Grant. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here There's the pass to Patterson. Shot clock at 6. Westbrook passes to Patterson. No good with the triple. And it's Millsap with the ball for Denver. Down by 12. Jokic, no good. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. George finds Westbrook. And here is Patterson. To the middle. Jokic with the steal. Patterson against Millsap. It's Beasley on the wing. Back to Millsap. Barton against George. Pass to Harris. Clock at 6. Bangs home the trifecta. Harris has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for Denver.
You can tell Gary Harris is thinking of firing that shot even as the pass is coming his way.
Beasley against Westbrook. Sinks that one from the post. Westbrook's got 23 points.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, no let up. The killer instinct on display trying to put this team away. I love the tenacity.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. Paul George really making a difference here.
He is on a major role today. This timeout was desperately needed. They've got to come up with a new game plan designed to shut him down.
Jamal Murray, he's checked in for Denver. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Mike Malone had some words for his team during the break. He is not happy with the turnovers. He said, we have got to get some shots. It's as simple as that, guys. Play smart and value the basketball. We'll see if the message sunk in, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Now here's Barton. Following the shot by Patrick Patterson. And the basket by Harris.
Maintaining his balance all the way through. Harris, tough to stop, even on these physical finishes.
Millsap against Patterson. Outside, George. Inside, wants to get it to Westbrook, and does. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And George is not just a scorer now. He also passes the ball well, looking to keep his guys involved.
Murray kicks to Jokic. Over Noel. That's it, and the Oklahoma City lead is cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from Nikola Jokic. The Thunder have gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. Here's the teardrop. Good defense by Jokic.
Great look, but he couldn't finish everything but is how we say that. Surprising since the defense was very pedestrian. This guy will really make you pay if you leave him enough room outside.
The Thunder leading by 6. In the corner, it's Patterson. Westbrook kicks to George. George double teamed. Here's Felton. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got his 9th assist in the game now.
You know, I think, Kevin, they took a bit of a chance there going to the double team, and that left another guy open out there.
Now here's Murray. Passes it to Harris. Jokic trying to free himself up. Harris's shot is off.
Tell you what, the defense has nothing to worry about out there with him shooting. I mean, he can't dial it in from deep this half at all.
A great feed, and that assist gives him a triple-double. You gotta love that kind of player, able to get it done in just about every facet.
Here's Murray. Patrick Patterson picking up that last bucket. Murray, the pass to Harris. Trying to find Jokic, gets it to him. 6 to shoot. It's good, and the Thunder lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Harris.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Here's Westbrook. Here's Noel. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And doing a really good job here of pounding it inside in the second half. Sound strategy with the lead.
Andre Robertson, he's checked in for Raymond Felton.
One shot.
And that one misses.
You know, one of the things I really enjoy is watching guys work on their game, and Noel has done that. Not only in becoming a lockdown post defender, but a dependable scorer, too.
Millsap has the open look. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. Jokic has got 5 assists tonight. Oklahoma City leading by 7. George finds Westbrook. It's good from long range. Westbrook's got 7 now in this quarter.
He can be dangerous from outside. Sure, he didn't get one to go in the first, but we know he can get on the roll and knock him down.
He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam.
I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will really start shrinking.
Now, here is George. Here's Patterson, and Oklahoma City again with the bucket. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Nuggets. Harris outside. Back to Murray. Six on the shot clock. Here's Jokic. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Robertson's got his 5th rebound in this one. Outside, George. Offensive rebound. Great positioning on the putback. And now it's a 12-point Oklahoma City lead.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And now a chance to see what's coming up for the Denver Nuggets. On Sunday, they'll be matching up against Kyle Lowry and the Toronto Raptors. And then on Tuesday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the Dallas Mavericks.
And that game against the Clippers, I think it's going to be an interesting challenge. Even though they expect to come out on top, this could probably be a pick'em game, depending on how they play.
And he makes the first. And so Paul Millsap nails both of them.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up to take the lead.
Now here's Westbrook, and there's the feed to Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
You know, when Westbrook focuses on passing the basketball, it really helps his team. I love how quickly he finds his teammates.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. Russell Westbrook really making a difference here.
He can't miss from deep. The defense has to regroup here, and I think they've got to change things up because he's locked in from behind the arc.
Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
He silenced this crowd with an unreal display. His ability to drown out the noise and the hostility of an opposing crowd is pretty special. Barton kicks to Jokic. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
And that's his 4th, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
Here's Jokic.
Man, I like the heart that Noel shows on defense. And defense is all attitude and want to. He's a lockdown defender who does his very best to make shooters uncomfortable.
Here's Westbrook, and finished off by Westbrook.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time, and he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one, that's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
Boy, he had a nice look at it after drawing the foul. Boy, it would have been nice to get an and one there.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
That free throw missing. Good on the second free throw. The Nuggets trail by 15. Here's Murray up on top. He's covered by Westbrook. They get a hand on it. Stolen by Westbrook. And Noel throws it down. Great game for him. Double-double now. 11 points and 15 rebounds.
Just terrific determination. First, compiling the lead, and now building on it.
And that's what you want to do. I mean, you can't let the opposition off the hook here. I mean, you've got to keep adding to that lead.
Now George, following the miss by Paul Millsap from deep. It's Westbrook with the drive. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Westbrook's got 33 points.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Thunder.
Great, generous ball movement tonight. A thing of beauty.
Yeah, a remarkable team effort. They got everyone involved.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And, you know, against a conference opponent, Greg, who you're going to see 4 times total on the season, a 2-0 advantage is pretty healthy.
And as one might have guessed coming into this game, it was indeed another big game tonight for George.
You know, getting a triple-double isn't easy because I never had one of those, but somehow he made it look easy, just showing you how versatile his game is.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
And, you know, this is what's needed at this point in the game, Greg. The great teams know how to close it out.
Now here's Murray. 6 on the shot clock. Will it go? And it's Murray with the jam.
No answer for Murray from the defense so far. Absolutely ferocious at taking it inside.
And so the Thunder now can just hold on to the ball. And it's Noel missing.
A highlight reel play all the way, just can't connect.
I thought the pass looked good and just came up a skosh short, but I like the initiative and the intention.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together. And we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time